Hey guys, what's up and welcome back to the channel. Now in today's video we're going to be taking you behind the scenes, give you a breakdown about how I created this product video that you just saw in the intro. Now if you're new to the channel, do consider subscribing if you want to see more content like this. So the product that we're working today with is, as you've already guessed it, is a phone case. Now you're thinking, well, okay, what can we do with a phone case? Really it should just hold the phone, but these are really plush. These are made from alcantara leather, and the client reached out to us and says, look, we want to showcase these phone cases and we want to highlight some of the properties that they have that some of our customers might not be as confident that they're easy to clean, and they're water resistant, and a host of other different things that they can do. So as well as the phone cases, they also make some accessories as well from the same material, the alcantara leather, and these ones magnetically connect or snap on to the back of these phone cases, and so they wanted to include that functionality as well. So we're going to show you how we did that later on in this video. Okay, so let's jump right in and take a look at the first shot. Now this is the opener shot, this is the opening shot, and quite aptly so, we had an opening shot, essentially just opening the box to reveal the phone case inside. So one of the things I wanted to do was to show the packaging that it comes in. So I thought, let's just open the drawer and see what's inside. So the first method that I tried for opening this box so it appears like it's opening on its own is to use sort of the stop motion principle and just open the box a tiny bit at a time until it was fully open. Now I tried that method a couple of times and I didn't get the smooth result that I was looking for at times, because this is it's cardboard against cardboard, and then if you look at the top here you might have a little jerking, there's some jerkiness to it. So anyway, you can see from the final footage it's not super smooth, and I really wanted to nail that down. So that's when I decided to use a little bit of simple engineering to make this a little bit more smoother. So what I did was drill a hole at the back of this case right here and also at the back of the drawer. Then we would put the fishing wire through there and it attaches. So essentially once you pulled the fishing wire, then the box would close, and then we'll just reverse that in post. Now you can actually pull this on your own, you won't really see the fishing wire, and you might have to do some masking. I did have to do some masking, and you can pull it on your own, but still, you're doing that manually, you're still prone to shakes and jitters. So it's best if you have something that would give you a nice linear motion, smooth, and then that will be the ticket. So what I used for that was a slide pod E, and I've used that on a few projects already, and that came in clutch for this particular shot. Now the next shot was about highlighting that the product is sustainably sourced, and so I just wanted to add a natural element to this particular shot. So I just utilized a house plant, and the way I did this was to just kind of fly through with the probe lens on the Rhino slider, which is motion controlled. I then had the product turning on a turntable in the background, and we would use two different shots because it's motion control. You can do the shot with a clean background, so you get a clean slate, and then you do the shot with the product on the turntable and just mask that out in the end. That's how we came up with this particular shot. Now this next shot was actually one of my most favorite shot of the whole video, and it wasn't super complex, it wasn't super complicated. You can see exactly what I did, but what came in clutch, or what made this work, was the fact that it was shot at 1,000 frames per second. So we were able to then see the product as it turned on its own for quite a good duration, for quite a good length of time. And that was a matter of just spinning that on the table, getting a few different attempts, and just seeing which one looked the best and which one worked the best. What we did in post as well was do a little bit of push out using keyframes, and voila, we had some motion that way, so it looked like the camera was actually moving whilst that was turning. So this next shot actually utilized a couple of different techniques. So one of the first things that we used was the green screen technique to be able to create that final composition. And the other thing that really came in handy for this was the fact that we're able to turn the product in a controlled manner. So we'll be able to get it back to reset it to the start point, and it's the same start point and the same end point. And that really allowed us to get everything to mesh together, and then in the end, in post-production, add a little bit of keyframing to give that whole thing a bit of rotation. And to be honest with this one, it was just about visualizing the concept in the beginning about what it is that I wanted to do with the shot. I wanted that to come in. I wanted the pouch or the wallet to come onto the back of the case, and then for them both to rotate together. And it was from there, it was just a matter of just figuring out how best I can do that with what I have. So I think it came up pretty well in the end. All right, moving swiftly on to the next shot. Now this was to do with the waterproof property of the product, and essentially again in 1000 frames per second, macro well zoomed in, so we can see the water droplets. We can see, you know, that big globule of water as it kind of repels off the skin, and that was done as a reverse shot, just pouring some water on the case, reverse that 1000 frames per second, and that was that. So moving on swiftly to the next shot. Now this was made possible by using the motion control system from Rhino. So this is using the R2. So this is the motorized head that can do tilt, it can do pan, it can also do your focus, and it can also slide. So you're getting 4 axes of movement there with this one particular kit. And then also what I did additionally was to rig the blade to the end of the top handle so that it stays in the same position as this moves across. So as the blade moves across, everything just stays in that same position. It gives it a nice finish. Now the next shot, in my opinion, is pretty simple. It's a combination of 2 shots actually. So the first shot, and in both of these shots, the camera does not move and the product does not move. So we are able to seamlessly just blend from one shot to the next. So we have a clean shot, a shot of the product in its clean state, and the second shot is of the sponge wiping the product off. So as that shot finishes, we just then blend the next shot in of the clean case, and then it just appears as if the mess is simply evaporated off the top of the case. The next shot, as you can see, is pretty simple. It's just moving light across the product and just creating that motion using light. It's a very simple technique that, you know, one of the first techniques you'll be able to ever use when you're creating any type of product video, because it's pretty easy and simple, and it's probably one of the cheapest ways of creating motion. So not a lot to say about that, except that think about when you're creating these videos, and you got to mix it up. So you got to have a mix of macro, wide maybe, and some medium shots, and just interlacing them in across the whole video, just, you know, changes that visual perspective per se, you know, and just keeps it fresh every time. So now we're on the final shot now, and we can see that we have the case and we have a phone, and the phone is in the case. So it's being used as it should. And the very next scene is going to be the logo. So what I wanted to do in this one though was to integrate that so seamlessly. So what I did was created a 9:16 artwork in Photoshop, placed that on the front screen as a photograph. Just open the photo and it was there displaying. So as it turned, we can see the logo on the front of the screen, and as it fades in, we just kind of just transition that into the end screen. And that was just a simple shot of the product turning on a turntable, using a blue screen in the background, so I can key that out. And again, you can see in post-production, it doesn't just have to just rotate on the plane like this, just flat. Just added just a little bit of keyframing, just changing the rotational positioning of it, bringing it back to center as we get to the center, just giving it a little bit extra pizzazz in the end. And there we have it. That is the video in a nutshell. But what I want to do before we end this video, guys, I just want to show you this one last shot that I did. It was an outtake in the end. We had to remove it because the client wasn't too happy with it, because it was really a macro shot. It was a wide macro shot using the probe lens, and it kind of showed everything. Like, it really brought up this whole landscape that looked almost like a playing field with the logo. You can just see it on screen right now. And to them, it looked a bit too much like, you know, a carpet. So they decided to remove it. But let me know your thoughts. Let me know if you think that shot should have remained. What's your opinion in it? Obviously, it's very subjective, and sometimes you get these and you just kind of have to deal with it. You say, all right, cool, let's remove that. Let's do another shot instead. But that is it, guys. If you did enjoy this video, do hit the like button. Leave a comment below. Let me know your thoughts. Make sure to follow me over on Instagram, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.